Welcome, Agent X. Your mission, should you decide to accept it, is to pay yourself what you're worth. Increase your profits by 60%. Have time for the things that are important to you, like family, holidays, going home on time, and recharging your batteries. And just imagine if I could guarantee you can make more than you think it would cost. As always, should you or any member of the E91 force be caught, the Secretary will disavow any knowledge of your actions. This tape will self-destruct in around 45 minutes, and you will not be able to watch it again. So pay careful attention and take notes so you do not die on this mission. Before I share any classified information, I need to make sure you are the right person for this mission. Are you an ambitious business owner? Are you willing to do some basic to get results beyond your wildest dreams? Do you feel you are capable of achieving more? And are you willing to take responsibility for your life? Because we're only looking for the best quality. So who is this mission not for? It's not for people who blame everyone and everything, or who think that success is luck, who aren't willing to follow some simple steps, who expect somebody else to do all the work for them and feel entitled to success. And this mission is not for people who like drama. Still here, Agent X? Good. Let's continue. Are you doing things the hard way? Are you getting up early and going to bed late? Worrying about money or how little profit you're making? Not paying yourself the wage you're worth? Or even worse, not paying yourself at all? Never finding the time to do the things that are important to you? Having issues with your staff? And in short, are you getting screwed by life? How does that make you feel? What if I told you that it doesn't have to be this way? I'm going to show you quick and simple steps as used by the best to achieve the dreams that you had at startup. Do you remember painting your shop or setting up your website and thinking about where you're going to be in 1, 2, maybe 5 years' time? The mansion, the car, maybe it was just having time and travel and being with your family more, earning more than in your corporate job and having more time than in your corporate job. It's time for no more hope and pray. You're going to be in control of your own destiny. Why am I doing this? I've seen too many business owners suffering sleepless nights, working for almost nothing, and overwhelmed. I want to train people who are ambitious and are highly capable but not achieving as much as they could be. Now, I don't know if that's you just yet. We'll see. So you're probably wondering, who am I? Well, that's classified information. I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you. What I can tell you, I'm a business strategist who's been working with all kinds of business owners and presenting for over 20 years. I love working with enthusiastic and ambitious business owners and making the dreams you had just before starting your business come true. When I realized the usual techniques were getting some people good results, but not as good as my high standards demanded, I started Entrepreneur 91 to guarantee amazing results using better strategies that are guaranteed to work for anyone. I've also met and learned from many successful business owners. Gary Vee, Steve Wozniak from Apple, Dr. Phil, and I'll talk about psychology later on. What I can't tell you that my partner and I live a wondrous life in Sydney, or that we love traveling all over the world. But I can tell you that we want others to experience the same joy. We want to see you achieve your dream. You didn't start your business to work long hours for little money. Imagine at the end of this webinar having strategies that you can implement that are going to get you working less and paying yourself what you're worth and doing the things that you love. How would that make you feel? But let's get back to the mission. I want to get you trained and not wasting time telling you about me and my company. This mission is all about real value for you. And get ready to be surprised. I'm not going to sell you anything today. You can stop protecting your wallet. And if you stay till the end, I'll give you a $347 gift that will assist your mission and answer any questions you may have after this message self-destructs. Because you may have some questions for us before you embark on your mission. And we will not send you out on this mission without full backup from mission control. We don't want any Lone Ranger casualties. Even though we guarantee results, results are not typical. So I need to show you this quick disclaimer. And it looks like even agency debriefs can get slides that are not in the right order. Anyhow, I don't know if you will follow the steps, if you will get distracted, if you will put in effort and have persistence or patience, or how you'll react when you face challenges. Successful people take action, don't get distracted, do the work, persist, and have the training to react to challenges. Will you? If not, you won't get the results I talk about when I show you the potential profit at the end of this debrief. So keep that in mind. What is the enemy's game plan? This is their current situation. This is their goal. They start heading towards the goal and chart a course on how to get there. But they have their existing skills, existing strategies, existing psychology, and they get similar results. So they set new goals, they might go and do a new course. They learn some new skills, but they have the same psychology and mindset. New skills with old mindset and no training, well, you get slight or no improvement. So you might expand your current situation a little bit, and that's great. But you remember those goals you set when you first started your business? You get stuck in your new current situation, you forget about those goals, and that's the end of that. So in the next 30 minutes or so, you are going to be debriefed and carry out your mission to become a world-class business owner using 3 Millionaires business strategies. You are going to get back on track to achieving those dreams you set yourself at the very beginning. Are you prepared to go ahead? Because there's a difference between poor strategies, middle-class strategies, and rich strategies. And it's the same for your business. You are ready now, Agent X, but remember this is classified information. I don't know your business yet, and I'm looking forward to getting to know it if you pass the qualification. But I'd say you'd be interested in the following: having more clients, having more money in the till, and having more time. Let's start your training. First off, how to get more clients. Let me tell you a quick story about Tinder that doesn't have a happy ending. Take this message, for example. Not a really good Tinder message. Big failure. Now take this one. You'll start to see that this one is much better. Now, would you agree with me that the very first message, you could put it on Tinder, you could put it on OkCupid, you could put it on Zoosk or something, whatever other websites are out there to find love? If the message isn't good, if you're being creepy, it's not going to work. So it's not about the medium, it's not about the website that you visit, it's not about where you post something, it's about what and how good your message is. Here's a business example. This message does not speak to an audience. It's messy, the fonts are different, and it doesn't really speak the language of the people that it's targeting. So it doesn't matter where you put it, whether you put it as a video on YouTube, whether you have it on Facebook, whether you advertise for it on Foursquare or any of these things on here. It's just not going to work because the message isn't clear. So how do we get clients to swipe right for us? It's by having a clear message before we decide which medium to put it on. So we ask ourselves the following questions. Who is my client? Who makes the buying decision? What are their problems? What are they afraid of? What does the buyer think the solution is? What are we really selling them? What is the result that the client will get? What is unique about our solution to the problem? And how can we prove that we can get the client this result? Let's do an example together for future finance. Who is the client? Students, and maybe their parents. Who makes the buying decision? More often the students, maybe sometimes the parents. So we're going to create ads that are going to be targeted at students, maybe 90% of our ads, and maybe 10% of our ads will do them for parents. Let's just do students for now. What are their problems? What are they afraid of? They're afraid of a lack of money, that they can't go out with friends, that they have to work, and that they're going to be social outcasts. What does the buyer think the solution is? To borrow now and pay later. If we tell them anything else that they're not interested in, then they're not going to resonate with the message. So we need to come up with their solution, and then we can always give them a different solution later. But we need to let them know and draw them in with the solution that they think. What are we really selling them? What is the result for the client? It's more time right now, better grades, and better grades are going to lead to a better paying job further in the future. And we're selling them time to party right now. So what is unique about our solution to the problem? I just made this one up. Let's say that the loan can be approved and on your bank account in 1 week. And how can we prove we can get the client this result? Testimonials from clients who got a good job in the future. Testimonials from clients who had time to party. Now, I haven't used every single one of these, but here is a random picture that I found on Google Images. Thank you, Reuters. And now I've taken a new text with fonts that are the same, and I've created a message that speaks the language of students and that addresses some of the things that we put in the answers to the questions from before. OMG, these students look chilled. While the other students work hard in hospitality or another college job, you can have fun like these girls. They don't have to worry about money. They can pay their fees and have a social life. Be like these girls. And a call to action at the end. So this is a bit of an advanced strategy, but make sure you have a call to action. Want your finances under control and party like a rock star? Scan the QR code or visit this website. And I've also changed the slogan, money for fees and a social life, so that it fits what we were answering before. Now, the best way to get this one done is if I would have taken this to a student and gotten them to write it based on the answers that we came up with before. Very advanced. And it would be written in a way that students would really appreciate because it's written by a student themselves. Implement this, ask those questions, and you're going to start seeing that you're attracting a lot more clients and that more of your marketing is going to work than ever before. Because it's not about where you post the ad. You need to get the message right first. Okay, next up, how to get more money in the till. Imagine somebody walks in with a piece of glass, takes a hammer, and smashes the hammer on the piece of glass. Would they have your attention? Let me tell you the story of a glass salesman. He worked for a company where they sold shatterproof glass. So his strategy was to go into an office, take the piece of glass, smash a hammer on the glass, and he'd have the attention of everybody and sell lots of glass. At the end of the year, he won a prize for selling the most amount of glass out of everybody in the whole company. The top managers of the company went up to him and asked him how he did it. So he explained his strategy. The year after, everybody used the same strategy as he did, but he still outsold everybody. This year, what he did was he would go into an office, give the hammer to the other person, and get them to smash the glass. So why was this salesman successful? Well, he understood psychology and did things in an unconventional way. By doing things in an unconventional way, you gain the attention of people, and by using psychology, you help them to be able to make that buying decision. So why am I telling you this? First of all, as the business owner, you're probably going to be doing a lot of selling. But even when you get to the point where you're outsourcing the sales, you still need to know how to motivate your staff and how to make sure that they are selling in the best way possible. So let's have a look at the unbelievably simple way to sell better than anybody else. Number one, this is something that a lot of salespeople forget about and never do, is preparing for your sales call. Make sure that you've done your research on the people that you're looking to sell to. Make sure that you have your strategy prepared. And I'll talk about another thing that you need to prepare in another step. Be more like your clients. Back in the 19th century, there used to be a hypnotist in Paris called Mesmer. And whenever a client would come in and they would speak timidly with a quiet voice and they'd say, "I'm not too certain about this. My wife sent me over and said that I should come and do this, but I don't know if it will work." He would speak in the same way to them and say, "I can understand that you feel concerned, and I understand that you may not know whether this is going to work or not, but I've had lots of experience and I've got lots of people who've gotten amazing results, and it's going to be the same for you." But if somebody would come in and they would slam the table and they'd say, "I don't believe in this rubbish. I don't think this is going to work, but somebody told me that I should come over and do a session, so here I am. Tell me why I should work with you." Then again, he'd do the same thing. "I don't think this might work for you because you don't believe in it, but I've worked with thousands of people, including people like you, and I've been able to get them all amazing results. I'm going to get you amazing results as well." As humans, we like people who are like ourselves. If we're calm and quiet, then we think that we're a good person. So anybody else who's calm and quiet must also be a good person. Anybody who's different might be a threat to us. So if we are more like our clients, they're more likely to like us, they're more likely to resonate with us, and we're more likely to be able to get a sale from them. You need to be enthusiastic. Enthusiasm is what sells. Have you ever seen and met a salesperson who is really boring and they're not really sure that they like the product themselves? Are you likely to buy from them? No, of course not. You want them to be enthusiastic, to believe in the product themselves. But very often as salespeople, or some of your salespeople perhaps, may not be that enthusiastic. Keep them enthusiastic and be enthusiastic about your own products, and you'll see your sales get better and better. Ask questions and listen more. All too often, people will go into car dealerships looking to buy a car, and they may be looking at buying a car for safety because they've just had a baby. And the salesperson comes up and will tell them about this sleek sports car and how fast it can accelerate. And the salesperson loves to talk and tell about this amazing car and all of the features and the benefits that they know about this car. But if the salesperson would have stopped to have asked what the person is looking for, they would have known that they were more interested in safety features. If you don't ask these questions, then you're going to feel out of rapport with your clients, and your clients will feel that there's something wrong. And you'll hardly ever be able to make a great sale. So ask more questions. Find out what it is that the client wants to have. Let's take this a little bit deeper. Somebody walks into a car dealership and the salesman asks what they're looking for. So the man says he's looking for a car. And the salesman asks, "What are you looking to use the car for?" And he says, "Well, we've just got a new little baby and we're looking for a car that's going to protect our baby, keep it safe, because at the moment we've got a car that's a little bit sporty but doesn't really protect our baby." Now the salesman knows where he's coming from and starts showing the man sedans, perhaps. By asking more questions, he'll get more information and be able to solve the client's problems. Now, he may also be able to use this information to make an upsell. He may be able to sell them a station wagon or a van, telling him that as the child grows up in about 5 years' time, he'll need to take him to sporting events and friends might want to come along. And so he may be able to even make an upsell based on the information, and only because he asked questions and listened. Number 5, prepare for recurring objections. People are always going to make objections. It's too expensive. I don't like how fast it is. It's not the right quality for me. Prepare for these kind of objections, because if you pause and have to think about an answer on the spot, you're going to come across insecure and you will lose the sale on the spot. So be prepared. Know what kinds of things people will say are not good about that particular product that you sell, and tell them why it is. For example, if it's a car again, it might be more expensive than the competitors. But if the competitors breaks down within the first year, you're going to be paying maintenance almost immediately. But if your car is a little bit more expensive and you're going to save for 2 years on maintenance, because this car will not have maintenance, it's guaranteed not to break down in the first 2 years, then you're going to be able to break down that objection and continue with the sales process rather than losing the sale due to an objection. Practice. Practice, and you will start to feel confident. Because when you become competent through the practice, then you're going to be confident in yourself. And confidence, just like enthusiasm, is what makes the sale. If you're not confident, people can feel it. If you're afraid, people can feel it. And we stay away from people that are scary. We stay away from people that are afraid. We stay away from people that are not confident. So practice, practice, practice. And bonus technique. This is something that I do with my clients all the time. Become an expert. If you are the salesperson who has done presentations, if you're in an association, if you write articles, then you are the expert. And if I have a choice between two salespeople, two companies, one of them is an expert because they do presentations, because they write articles, and the other hasn't, but you both have the same identical product, clients are more likely to buy from the expert. So become an expert and do this for your sales, and you will start seeing more money in your cash register. Number 3, how to have more time. Let me tell you a quick story about a very smart lawyer who I met on my way to a seminar. He loved what he did. And as we were walking, he asked me what I did, and I told him that I help business owners increase their revenues by 60% while reducing the time that they work in the business. He says, well, my revenues are good, and I love what I do. I don't want to not go to work. I don't want to go on holidays. I don't want to spend more time at home. I love what I do. Why would I work with you? So I asked him where his parents lived. And we were in Australia at the time, and he said his parents lived in Hong Kong. So I said, if anything, knock on wood, nothing happens to your parents, but if something were to happen to your parents, would you be able to leave immediately and go and visit them and care for them and all of those different things? And he said no. And I could see he was a smart lawyer because he suddenly understood what I meant. If his business is reliant on him and he hasn't set up systems in order for it to be able to run without him, then he wouldn't be able to leave. But if it is, he'd be able to leave at any time. He can still work in it every day if he wants to, but he wouldn't be able to leave at any time. He understood the importance of time. So let me tell you about the unbelievably simple way to have more time. Number 1, you need to know what your goals are. Let's say that your goal is to make more sales. What I so often see is business owners who want to make more sales, but they're working on the business. They're dealing with customer complaints. They're writing out a strategy. They're writing their business plan. They're not taking the time to do the things that get them closer to their goals. So write a goals list and write a spare time list. So your goals list is your to-do list that focuses on goals. You're not allowed to put anything on there. No housework, no paperwork. Nothing else other than things that are going to get you closer to your goals. And then if you have spare time, you have a spare time list. And in your spare time, you're going to do the paperwork and you're going to deal with customer complaints and all of those other things. Track your time. What are you really using your time for? You may say, I'm too busy. I have to be in my business. I have to be working. I can understand that. But whenever you have some time off, track your time. What are you really doing? Do those tasks get you closer to your goals, or are they make-believe tasks? Are they tasks that make you feel important, make you feel busy? There are lots of great time tracking apps and devices that will help you to be able to see what you're actually spending your time on, and it will guilt you into doing the right things. So I use a time tracker all the time, and whenever I need to type it in, I'm thinking, shall I watch a YouTube video or shall I work on my business? And of course, I'm going to put in work on my business because I show my partner and lots of other people my time tracker. And I don't want them to see that I've been putting all of my time into YouTube. So my decision is very easy. I'm going to work on my business, and I put that into the tracker, and I get amazing results and get closer to my goals all the time. So track your time. Train and delegate. If you have staff, train them. Delegate tasks that are not for you to be doing. Now, if you don't have staff, then start training somebody as soon as you can, if you are able to. But start working on things that are going to get you closer to your goals, and reduce the amount of things that are wasting your time. And the sooner you do that, the sooner you'll be able to hire staff, and you'll be able to train and delegate to them so that you get better results. Now, you may think that only you can do the tasks that you do, but I'm here to tell you that there are always going to be people who can do the tasks that you do. They may not be able to do it as well as you do, but if they're able to do it at 80% of your level, then you can start focusing on things that will make you more money, and the job that they will do will be sufficient to be able to keep your business running, and you'll be able to start pursuing that growth strategy and work towards your real ultimate goals. Otherwise, you just get stuck, and you never get to those goals, and you never start growing. You remain where you are. Use your time like an Olympic athlete. Let's say that we take an Olympic swimmer. They're going to spend 6 to 8 hours every day swimming laps, lifting weights, eating well, swimming laps, lifting weights. They're not going to be on their phone procrastinating. Use your time like an Olympic athlete. Train and work on the things that are going to get you closer to your goals, that are mission critical tasks. Okay, just a very quick polite reminder that good special agents finish what they start. Complete your training till the end for the free gift. And here's an extra bonus. Do you want to have loyal clients who keep buying for life? If so, promise a lot, but give even more. For example, I promised 3 powerful techniques that you can implement immediately in this mission, but I'm giving you more than I promised. So imagine being your client. What do you think would blow their mind? Get your staff to give you ideas. Make sure it's economically viable. If you have a $2 product and you want to give them something that's going to blow their mind that will cost $5, then that might not work. But staff have amazing ideas that they can share with you. Not all of them will work, but listen to their ideas and you might find some amazing pieces of gold in there. And ask your customers what would give them a wow experience. Also, make sure you check the economics to make sure that it's viable and that it's not going to cost you more than it will cost you to sell the product. But ask your customers what would give them a wow experience, and then give your clients that wow experience, and you'll have loyal clients that will keep buying for life. Very important if you want to reach your ultimate goal. Okay, does your team look like the boat on the left or the boat on the right? If you have staff, how will you get them on board to get the change you want? Because if your staff aren't on board, they're going to be rowing in their own way, and you're going to look like the rowers on the left. You need staff to be on board and rowing as one strong team. So to do this, we need to have a vision and communicate that vision really well. What is it that your business wants to achieve? How many people do you want to help? What kind of revenue do you want to generate? Do you want to have the best products and the best service compared to every other competitor that you have? And once you have that mission and you communicate to that to your staff, your vision and your mission, then how is it going to be good for everyone? For the business, for the owner, but also for the staff. Because you need to be transparent. Don't lie or fail to express what the company or the owners are going to get out of it. Let them know what you will get out of it, but also tell them what they're going to get out of it. So you may have the ability to be able to give them a slight pay raise if you're able to double your sales. Let them know what you will do for them. And get their feedback. They love being able to participate, because if they're not, they feel that you don't appreciate them. but if you ask them for their feedback, they'll feel appreciated. So take their ideas, be open to them, but be firm. Staff may say that they're working too hard and they need to work less. So this is why it's important to communicate what's in it for them. If they're able to double their sales, they may need to double the amount of calls, but you may be able to double the sales and give them 10% bonus of the extra that they generate for you. So think about being open to their ideas, but be firm to make sure that they don't ask you to work less. And have rewards for meeting key performance indicators. So set number of calls that they need to make. Set different things for your staff to achieve, and when they achieve it, reward them for it. And offer people options to leave if they don't want to be a part of the change. Now, you may not be able to fire them, but you can let them know that they're going to have to work harder and they're going to have to do certain things for you at the beginning. Some people will not want that, and if you let them leave, they will. These are the rotten apples that can turn the whole fruit bowl into rotten fruit. You can't force them to leave, but you can encourage them to leave. And that leaves you with a strong team that wants you to win and will do whatever it takes for you to be able to get ahead, because they know there's a reward in there for them and that you're not just doing it for yourself. Okay, and now how do we put all of this together? How do we best use these 5 strategies? There is a warning, there is going to be some mathematics, but I'm going to show you some business magic. So here is how to calculate your profit. There are a certain number of people who know that your business exists and sees you. There are people who buy something. That leads to the number of customers that you have, who do a certain number of transactions per week. They will purchase a certain number of units per transaction, and you have an average unit price, and multiply all that through and you get your revenue. Take off some fixed expenses, take off your salary, and you're left with a profit and tax, but we don't want to make this too complicated. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you have 300 people who know about your business and 30 people who will actually be your customers. That means that 10% of the people who know about you will buy from you. Let's say that 100 transactions are done by those 30 people, and that they purchase 1 unit per transaction, and you charge $10 per sale. That gives you a revenue of $30,000. Let's say your fixed expenses are $31,000. You can't pay yourself anything, and your profit is negative $1,000. This is where some business owners are. Let's see if we can just increase the number of people who see us to 330. We'll increase it by 10%. 10% still buy from us, so we now have 33 customers. Let's keep all the rest of the numbers the same. There are 100 transactions per week, 1 unit purchased per transaction, and the average price is still $10. Now our revenue is $33,000. Let's say that our fixed expenses increased in order to be able to advertise for more people to be able to see us, in order to increase the number of people that know about us to 330. Let's make it 31,500. We spent 500 more. Now, however, you can pay yourself a salary of 1,000 and a profit of 500 remains. Now imagine that we can increase each area by 10%. 330 people know about us. We have an 11% conversion to customers, so we have 36.3 customers. We have 110 transactions per week, 1.1 units of purchase per transaction, and we've increased our price to $11. Our revenue is now $48,315. Let's say that again, we had to increase the amount that we spent in order to be able to make all of those numbers increase. Let's say it's 33,500. We've increased it by another 2,000. But we can now double our salary to 2,000, and we have a profit remaining of an amazing, a miraculous 14,615. This is what happens when you implement the things that I showed you earlier on in this training mission. Each of these is going to work on one of those areas of your business. And by increasing each area by 10%, the results that you can get are amazing. So you have the numbers and you have a certain number of strategies. So people who see us, people who buy from us, etc., you know what all of these are. So to increase the people who see us, we need to improve our marketing, which I showed you in step 1. And you use new marketing mediums in order to have a wider audience and reach more people. Improve your sales skills to get more people to buy. Build tension, build curiosity. There's so many more things that I can show you than what I showed you in step 2. Get customers to visit the business more times a week to get more transactions. Units purchased, strategies to get customers to buy more, so upselling, cross-selling, and there are many more strategies for that. Increase the price to have a higher average unit price. It's not as hard as you may think, and I can show you how to do that. And fixed expenses aren't fixed because you can bargain and negotiate for new contracts. Do you realize that you are more in control of your profit than you thought? I'm all about showing you these amazing strategies. So what is your game plan? You're not like the enemy. Your game plan is to get rid of that. When you get similar results, enough is enough. You need to realize that you need to be trained in the skills that I've shown you today. Get trained in millionaires' strategies, and you'll start to grow, and then you can scale and leverage your business to absolute new heights. So if you have no staff right now, you'll be able to start hiring staff. You'll be able to extract yourself from the business and have your business grow. And I'm sure that that is what your original goal was in the first place. And by following this game plan, you can achieve your first goals in 91 days. Now, I promised you that I'd give you 3 actions today that you can implement right now. Focus on your message, not your medium, to get more clients. Focus on the unconventional and psychology to get more money in your till. Focus on doing less to have more free time. Go above and beyond to have loyal clients that keep coming back. And get staff on board so you can start to scale. So how did I do? Now here's the real opportunity that I see for you. There will always be a majority of new businesses going out of business. Even if you're profitable, you're probably still leaving money on the table, and I just showed you that you're probably leaving money on the table. But with the right strategies, the right training, and the right accountability, you have a fighting chance to beat the dismal statistics and to create the business that you've always dreamt of, to reach that goal that you had when you first started your business. Now, I know what you may be thinking. However, it's not about time or money. It's about taking action right now. The good news is, it's not about whether you can do all of this right now. It's about whether you want it badly enough and whether you can and will follow simple step-by-step instructions on how to do it. Even if it seems challenging to you, take the first step and then just keep following the simple system. What do you need to succeed? You need the right attitude, the right training, and you need the right help. Do you like James Bond? Have you ever noticed that James Bond has a solution for any situation he gets into? That's because he is trained for every situation. This mission will train you to be prepared for any situation that comes up in your business. It's all in the training. So what now? You have 2 choices. You can click away and forget everything I've just told you. But that also means that you're going to go back to your old results. But if you really want things to be different and to change your life in this area, then here's how you can accept this mission. If you choose to make some real changes, congratulations. Here's the free gift I promised you at the start of this training. I've set aside some time in the next 48 hours to train 8 people only about how you can apply these ideas to your life starting today. Whatever your biggest problem is, I know how to solve it. On a 45-minute call, I'll help you in 3 ways. First, I'm going to talk to you about your biggest challenge right now. Secondly, I'm going to help you solve it. And thirdly, I'll set out a step-by-step plan as to how you can reach your end goal without stress, overwhelm, or working yourself to death. Remember, this mission is for you if you're a small business owner who is ambitious, if you're willing to do some basics to get results beyond your wildest dreams, if you feel you're capable of greater things, if you're willing to take responsibility for your life and start getting real results. If you can say yes to all of this, then I'm happy to help you for free during a 45-minute strategy call. I do this because if we make a connection and you're absolutely positive that I can help, then you may want to apply to work with me. I'd love to do that. But if we don't make a connection, then we part as friends. No obligations, no cost, 100% free. I'm not here to push you into anything. I would hate to work with somebody who felt pressured. This is a voluntary assignment for those who feel they are the right person, who want to be trained and not just coached, and who feel that we are the right trainers for you. Okay, future elite business owner, click the button you see right now. We've got a 40-hour window available for 8 people. I am excited and honored to speak to you so you can go to the top. That's where you deserve to be. Remember, on the free 45-minute call, I'm going to help you in 3 ways. I'll talk to you about your biggest challenge right now. I'll help you to solve it, and I'll set out a step-by-step plan as to how you can reach your end goal without stress, overwhelm, or working yourself to death. Click that button right now. We've got 48 hours for 8 people. This message is about to self-destruct, but thank you for taking the time to accept this mission. Good luck, Agent X.